Today on KiniNews, the US tariffs took center stage in the headlines today with updates provided to MPs in a special Dewan Rakyat sitting. A past MP has voiced his dissatisfaction at Rafizi Ramli's leave amid economic instability as well as his absence in Parliament today. And did Muhidin Yassin really say that his Malay first remarks are no longer important? Let's find out. The United States government has agreed to further talks with Malaysia on the surprise reciprocal tariff. This is according to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. He told a special session or parliament held to discuss the tariffs today that discussions were still in the early stages.
Jadi sebab itu kita alu-alukan pengakuan dan kerjasama Amerika Syarikat untuk berunding lebih lanjut dengan Malaysia. Dan terdapat kemungkinan setakat ini untuk mengurangkan tarif timbal balik yang dikenakan. Saya tegaskan bahawa proses ini masih di peringkat awal dan tanpa sebarang persetujuan dimuktamadkan, tetapi program dan perbincangan dilanjutkan.
Anwar added that all ongoing discussions are subject to a non-disclosure agreement in line with international practices when the issues are of strategic interests and are sensitive. He also stressed that the government will not compromise on the country's core policies in tariff negotiations with the United States. The issue of Rafizi Ramli being on leave has surfaced again. A past leader suggested that the government should send senior ministers to the US for tariff discussions and also took a jab at Rafizi's absence.
Kita nak hantar menteri, ialah menteri MITI pun dah agak senior, tapi orang tak nampak kekuatan, ialah dari sudut parti sendiri pun tidak ada. Mungkin tidak ada lagi lah kekuatan tu. Jadi saya harap supaya kalau boleh ada pemimpin agak senior untuk dihantar pergi. Kalau Menteri Ekonomi pun kita panggil dia balik sebab tak munasabah luluskan cuti. Kita dalam keadaan nak berperang sekarang ni. Perang ekonomi. Tiba-tiba perang ekonomi, kita memberikan cuti sebulan kepada seorang menteri yang memegang portfolio yang agak penting. Ini saya rasa satu perkembangan yang agak luar biasa yang berlaku di dalam negara kita pada hari ini.
When did Muhidin Yassin convert from Malay first, Malaysian second to Malaysian first, Malay second? This was the question posed by DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang after Muhidin said that his Malay first stance was now in the past and that he and his coalition would care for all Malaysians. In a brief statement today, he also questioned whether Muhidin is prepared to lead a campaign to urge all Malaysians to see themselves as nationality first, ethnicity second. This came 15 years after he challenged Muhidin to state whether he identified as Malay or Malaysian first. In reply, the then Deputy Prime Minister said he was Malay first, but this did not mean he was not a Malaysian. Muhidin's comments had dogged him through the years among non-Malays, often being used as fodder to paint him as an ethno-nationalist. In an effort to convince non-Malays, Muhidin said at an event PN organized for the Indian community yesterday that his Malay first sentiments were all in the past. UMNO Youth Chief Dr. Ahmad Saleh has stressed that he will always be Malay first before Malaysian. This was in response to Perikatan Nasional Chairperson Muhidin Yassin's remarks on the topic. In a post on Facebook today, Ahmad said Muhidin's declaration yesterday that his Malay first stance was in the past showed that people change for the sake of power. He said, "May God protect the sincere struggle for our religion, race, country, and protect us from people who use religion and race for personal gain." Akmal added that he is still Malay first before Malaysian because that is his race which can't be changed then, now, and God willing forever. Yesterday, Muhidin had changed his tune from his previous remarks, saying his Malay first stance was in the past and he and PN would take care of all Malaysians. The move is seen as being aimed at diversifying PN's support base, which relies heavily on Malay voters. Muhidin had reportedly made the comments at the Indian Unity Festival in Shah Alam yesterday. At the event, the former Prime Minister had distanced himself from his previous Malay first, Malaysian second remarks and struck a more inclusive tone, declaring that Perikatan Nasional is committed to serving all Malaysians. In his speech, Muhidin said he is a Malay Malaysian, but his thinking has never been to see himself as only Malay. He added that he has to consider the Chinese, Indians, and others because he is a leader of Malaysia. He acknowledged that he used to say he was Malay first, but said that it is no longer important, and he is a Malay who cares for all Malaysians. Muhidin also revealed that he was surprised by views from some of his friends in the Indian community who felt that Indian Malaysians have no leader representing them. He said for him this was very surprising and is something unusual. In 2010, Muhidin said he was Malay first, but that did not mean he was not a Malaysian. The then Deputy Prime Minister was responding to DAP leader Lim Kit Siang's challenge for him to state whether he identified as Malay or Malaysian first. Lim claimed that Muhidin's stance contradicted the One Malaysia concept promoted by the government at the time. Pamela Ling, the woman who vanished last month en route to give a statement to the MACC, was allegedly abducted by individuals dressed in police uniforms. Her lawyer, N. Sivanathan, revealed this today, saying he had cited the police report filed by the Grab driver who was transporting her at the time. Sivanathan claimed that based on the police reports, the Grab driver said his car was intercepted when they were just about to reach the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya. He said the car had passed by the Putrajaya Fire and Rescue Station, which was just next door to the MACC headquarters, when 3 cars, 2 of which were dark blue and white in color, stopped them. He added that, according to the report, 2 individuals, a man wearing a police vest and a woman in police uniform, then asked Pamela to come with them. Sivanathan claimed that they also took away the Grab driver's IC and said that the driver then went straight to the prison's 7th police station and lodged a report. It was reported that Ling was on her way to meet MACC investigators on April 9th, where she was supposed to facilitate a money laundering investigation but was abducted before she could reach her destination. Police have since confirmed they are investigating the incident under Section 365 of the Penal Code, which criminalizes kidnapping or abduction. Before we move on, in conjunction with the World Press Freedom Day, from now to 6 May, you can subscribe or renew with 25% off our 1-year package. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to enjoy this exclusive offer. DAP Secretary General Anthony Loke has made it clear there's no scenario where MCA will become a part of his party. He was responding to a suggestion by Kampar MP Chong Jamin, who proposed that the BN component party should disband and merge with DAP. Loke distanced the party from the remarks, stressing that Chong was speaking in a personal capacity and not on behalf of DAP. According to Harian Metro, he said it was never discussed, so he doesn't think there is a possibility of it happening. He added that Chong can give his opinion, but for him, firstly, this is not the party's stance, and secondly, he doesn't see any possibility of it. Chong had previously made the suggestion as a response to an ongoing argument between UMNO and Bersatu. He said Bersatu President Muhidin Yassin's recent proposal for UMNO to dissolve and join Bersatu was more appropriate to be directed to MCA. Chong had claimed that MCA had only won its 2 parliamentary seats due to UMNO support, therefore MCA no longer represented the Chinese community. He urged MCA to return the 2 seats to UMNO and instead join DAP. Next, let's take a look at some of the other headlines from today. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.